What's going on, USPHL Premier Hockey fans? It is time for the best of the best, the premier of the premier. Those performers in the USPHL Premier that amongst the 60 plus teams nationwide from San Diego up to Seattle, Maine, down to Southern Florida, were just the best to watch each and every night. Most years, we've had the format of the All Dan K team and the All Lucas J team. Well, guess what? The folks at the top, the new leadership, want us to make this even harder to make the squad, even more difficult to pick. So guess what? We've got a new format. We have our first, second, and third team All Dan K squads. 3 forwards, 2 defensemen, 1 goalie, and a coach will make up each squad. And the man who will help me pick these impossible to pick squads, teams, organizations, amalgamations of talent, my right-hand man, my consigliere, mon frère for another mayor, Lucas Jones.
You know, every year it's so tough to pick the all Dan K and all Lucas J teams in the Premier because there's just so many great players, right? So to think that we were asked to make it even more exclusive felt insane at the time because there's just so much great talent, right? And it's going to be an even more exclusive club. So if you do make the list, that's going to be even more special.
You are in the top top 0.4% of the league if you make this all Dan K list. That is how difficult this team is to make. So bravo to all. Let's start with the all Dan K Premier third team selections. We start at the forward position. Down in Fort Myers from the Florida Eels, Noah Treven, the 2003 birth year, joined by Philip Tomacek of the Elmira Junior Impact, who the Impact were just impactful in that Atlantic Division all year long. And finally, I would call him the king of the USP, Ronan the King Keenan from the Nashville Spartans, committed to go play ACHA hockey at UNLV.
Yeah, let's start with Noah Treven from the Florida Eels. 73 points in 44 games for Noah, and he's someone who's developed inside that Eels organization, right? First season only played 12 games, but last year, 44 games, 46 points. This year, same amount of games, tacking on a bunch more points. It shows how good Florida is at developing talent. And I think how much work that Noah has put in to receive that development, right? The Eels are a great organization. I think he's a great example of what they do. Then you go to Philip Tomacek from Elmira, 93 points on the season. He's an 04 who just flat out dominated, Dan. 41 power play points, 21 power play goals, 20 power play assists. He is your power play guy. And Ronan Keenan, I've heard some people call him Mr. USPHL. I've even heard some people say that our league logo should just be him winding up for a clap bomb. However you want to call him, Ronan Keenan gets it done. Somebody who came over to the Nashville Spartans in the 22-23 season. He doubled his points output. Flat out just doubled it from 46 to 88 points. Absolutely getting it done, becoming a leader on that Nashville side. A great career for Ronan Keenan.
Yeah, now we go to the defenseman position. We start with a man near and dear to my heart. He played more games than anybody else in the USPHL. If Ronan Keenan's the king of the Premier, this guy might just be the lord of the Premier right here. And Peter Keese, committed to my alma mater, the Albertus Magnus College Falcons in the NCAA D3 rank. He's joined by Emil Rodrigue of the Bakersfield Roughnecks, who was a Lucas Jones pick. Lucas, tell us about Emil and Peter.
We'll start with Peter, the Albertus Magnus commit, which we always love to see. Coach Kyle Wallach and that program up there. It's a fun time and a great program. And I think Peter Keith shows why he's played so many games. He's dependable. He's reliable. He's rugged at the defenseman position, but he's also fast. And he's got good hands, right? 38 assists, 47 points. He's done a fantastic job. And yeah, Emil Rodrigue was someone that I kind of fought for here. I watched a lot of Roughnecks hockey this season, especially when it came time closer to the end of the year. I was first kind of looking at him last season where he put up 29 points in 43 games for this Roughnecks side. And again, showing that development, right, in Bakersfield. Comes back this season, 49 points in 46 games. So when you watch Rodrigue, it's clear that he knows what he's doing. He's a calming force, but he can also kind of get the boys fired up if he has to. So kind of a do-it-all defenseman at 6'1", 165.
We go between the pipes, and picking goalies out of a league with over 60 teams nationwide is a mind meld when you only get 3 guys. This one statistically you could argue was the best in the country. 950 saves percentage. Come on. Bora Yildirim of the Wisconsin Rapids River Kings, 2003 birth year in his final season in the USPHL Premier. Bora's game, certainly not boring.
And Boer is just good, just flat out is a game manager, right? Someone who when he's in net, it feels like he's approaching the game of hockey like a beautiful mind type of scenario. He knows where the pucks are coming from. He knows where the players are going. He knows what plays are coming at him. Somebody that when you turn on flow hockey and you really watch the way he approaches the art of net minding, somebody that is extremely reliable and is just willing to move quickly, to stay locked in. His vision is unparalleled.
Speaking of a vision that is unparalleled, he is joined on the third team by his coach, and this is one that we love to get a chance to make. His first ever All Dan K team selection, head coach of the Wisconsin Rapids River Kings, the first place squad in the Midwest West, Paul Peckman.
Yeah, Paul Peckman, just incomparable in a lot of ways, right? The professionalism that I think he brings, that he commands, and that he expects, right, from his players on his squad, right? Regardless of whether you're a veteran or you're a young player just joining the team, he runs that squad like they are a well-oiled machine. And I think he's brought a lot of that River Kings hockey back to Wisconsin.
Yeah, you're talking about well-oiled machines. Well, this premier second team squad is a monster, not a machine. This is a group of gentlemen here that could score about a zillion and give up about -2. That's how good this squad is we put together here. We start at the forward position, Matvey Marchinok, the Potomac Patriots twin star, a 2005 birth year, joined by Super Mario Paganini, a young man who's got an NCAA commitment to go play at the Division III level, the 2003 birth year from the San Diego Sabres. And finally, it's Cannon Boom Bonifay, the 2004 birth year from the Minnesota Squatch. Squatch out.
Yeah, well, first we'll start with Matvey Marchinok and 93 points in 42 games. The Marchinok twins were the talk of the USPHL Premier from the first game all the way to the last game, right? The Marchinoks, Matvey in 05, just absolutely dominant. And then you look at who's on this sort of team, this line with him. Mario Paganini, 107 points in 35 games this season, 25 games with the Sabres. And I really just feel like Paganini lives up to that namesake, right? He is classically good. He really finds a way to get it done in nearly every situation he's called for. And Cannon Boom Bonifay from the Squatch, what a high-powered team they were. And he felt like he was the highest powered on the high-powered squad. 88 points in 39 games. Bonifay is an 04 with one more year and a lot left to say, I think, in terms of his career.
Yeah, and Paganini will be joining Franklin Pierce in the NCAA ranks. We go to the D pair here. And this is a tough one. Like, this guy could have been number one. We'll have our reasoning coming up next on number one. But Hunter Scanlon, the top scoring defenseman ever in the league. He's just unreal. He's a national champion now. So fun to watch in his age out season. Joined by Carson. You're seeing red if you're a forward red. Carson Red, Metro Jets. These two unrivaled.
Yeah, Carson Red, I mean, 57 points in 41 games. And he is, despite I think having that many points, you'd almost say that he is a very defensive defenseman, right? He just happens to get involved a lot when it comes to the passing game. Carson is an 04. Again, very disciplined, doesn't take a ton of penalties. I think you like to see the way he plays the game. For Hunter Scanlon, they say a lot of things like a defenseman shouldn't be scoring 108 points and be considered a defenseman. Whatever. Forget about it. Do you not like fun? Do you not like having a good time when you watch hockey? Because Hunter Scanlon is an automatic good time for coaches and fans alike. 36 goals, 72 assists, 2.5 points per game. Hunter Scanlon, absolutely dominant at the blue line.
This next one's a fun one for us. You know, MJDP, the Metro Jets Development Program, just I feel like I can never give them enough love for what they're doing there, right? There's times where they feel like, you know, the second fiddle in the house, I'm sure, but you look at them, they beat Metro this year head-to-head in a game. They went to the semifinals of the national championships. Just what a year for this squad, and no one was more important to that team than Austin Muirhead in net.
Yeah, Muirhead, I mean, just a very good job from him. And that feels like a boring compliment. But for a netminder, I don't think it is. I think Muirhead every single game locks in, locks down, finds a way to get it done. This season, 15 wins, 4 losses, 1 overtime loss, 2 shootout losses. But I think he really comes alive in big games. I think that's part of his brand as a netminder. And someone who's kind of been with this MJDP side for 2 seasons now shows the development process at work. And there's not many better places for a netminder than the Metro Jets organization.
And there's not many places to play than for a team that is coached by one of my favorite people in hockey who I got a chance to really reconnect with at Nationals this year, Jay Punske. He is our second team coach. Call me boring because he was a runner up and he was in the championship game and all this stuff. But what he does day in and day out, the amount of work he puts in, no one in hockey is outworking Jay Punske. His work at Worcester State at the NCAA Division III ranks, his work at IHC. This guy is nonstop. His work as a father, most importantly, as well. Jay Punske, family man, family style coach. This guy cares about his players, and he's someone who I would tell anybody to go play for.
Absolutely. I mean, coaching 3 hockey teams and also coaching a family. Somewhere in there, finding time to eat and sleep, I imagine. Not sure where he finds the time, but it's in there somewhere. And I think it's reconnecting is the best way to put it. We've reconnected with a lot of folks that, I think sometimes you lose touch with for whatever reason. He's busy, we're both busy, but it was good to talk to him and good to remind ourselves why he is so good at what he does, right? He is a extremely competent hockey mind, understands kind of the strategy, the game within the game, right? And just someone who has a focused passion when it comes to developing players.
Let's go to the premier All Dan K first team. Are you ready, Lucas?
I am always ready, Dan.
I'm ready. We just went like this is an easy one right here. Noak Persson of the Fresno Monsters, a zillion points, 03. Juna Utanen, what a season for him, a national championship, Juna Utanen on that one. And then Simon Marcinak, the other Marcinak twin, the left hand, right hand of the twins here. These 3, easy pick.
Okay, you got us. We went down the points for 1, 2, and 3. But for these guys, I think we had to. Noak Persson, I think, widely regarded as one of the most devastatingly effective forwards in the USPHL Premier. 147 points in 37 games. That is 3.97 points per game. You heard that right. Nearly 4 points per game for Noak Persson. He is making most ever. He is making this list 10 times out of 10. Juna Utanen, again, 112 points, 3.39 points per game. Big assist guy, big on the power play, 21 power play points, and six shorthanded assists, 10 game-winning goals on the record for him. And Simon Marcinak, the other half of the Marcinak twins, a fantastic season for him, 112 points, 2.73 points per game, 23 power play assists. He is your power play vision guy. You feed him the puck, he'll find somebody who's open.
Yeah, it's just if you put these 3 guys in the ice together on an actual team, you would score 145 goals a game on average. It's unreal. It's stupid. Like, not every time do the All Dan K teams ever line up where it's just the top 3 scores are the top 3 guys. But this year, if you watch those 3 guys play hockey, it's not just about the points. These weren't guys that were just collecting points like Sonic collecting gold coins. These were guys that were playing real level hockey, high intensity hockey, 200-foot games, and still putting up these numbers. Well deserved for all 3. We go to our D pair here, and the only thing that kept Hunter Scanlon from the first team is his teammate, Marcus Andrews, who makes it with 80 assists. That's my thing. As a defenseman, I want to see the helping hands. 80 assists? 80. Marcus Andrews, the NCAA Division III St. Mary's commit, joined by Austin McHale of the Nashville Spartans, who is an NCAA Division III Buffalo State commit. 2 guys playing at the D3 ranks next season.
Yeah, Austin McHale getting involved both sides of the game, right? 29 goals, 58 assists for 87 points. Getting it done on the power play in a big way as well, 29 combined points. But the crazy story here is Andrews. Guy refuses to shoot the puck. Will not shoot the puck. You give him 10 feet in front of the net, he's trying to find someone to pass it off to. And it's a role player. It's weird to describe a defenseman with 85 points as a role player, but he really is. He is the role of the vision guy. He finds the open shot, finds the open lane, creates space where he has to. 5 goals, 80 assists, 23 assists on the power play. Hey, assist man. Anybody need an assist man? We might have your guy.
Let's go between the pipes here to a guy who might join them in the NCAA Division III ranks. I can't tell you who, but he has been in talks with somebody who I will be sending the graphic that says he's our first team all-league netminder in the All-Dan K team. Aiden Winslow of the Bold City Battalion. And what better place to be a great netminder than under Coach Rhett Fossler's tutelage?
I think I was pretty much had already decided that Aiden Winslow was going to make one of our teams the first time we called a game for him very early in the season. Just the energy is infectious. The passion, I think, kind of goes around to the entire team, right? And then when it comes to being on the ice, Winslow is, I think, one of the top goalies statistically in the USPHL Premier. 2.14 goals against, 935 save percentage. Saw a ton of shots, 819 shots faced this season. So he faces a ton of shots, he makes a ton of saves, and he's the energy guy for a team. It is kind of the triple threat of goalies.
How about the triple threat or quadruple threat or quintuple threat or whatever six would be, sextuple threat of coaching? Mike Stanaway, national championship ring on his finger, trophy on the shelf. Mike Stanaway, the Connecticut Junior Rangers, most wins, the most winningest season in league history, enters the tournament winning 30 whatever in a row at this point. Just insane. Drops a game somewhere finally, and then still manages to win it all with his Junior Rangers side.
A lot of folks who said that the Junior Rangers weren't for real this year. You didn't hear those words coming out of our mouths.
You did not.
You look at Coach Stanaway, who is known for his offense first mentality, 4 forwards on the power play, pulling a netminder on a 5-on-3 to make it a 6-on-3. He is a goals first hockey coach, and he just won a national championship. So let's all take a step back and look at what this guy is doing for the game of hockey. He is promoting a brand that puts the emphasis on scoring, score at all costs, developing a team that can push that mentality, right? And then coming over to the Junior Rangers and winning a national championship in his first year in Connecticut. Coach Stanaway has something special inside that hockey brain of his, and we're so happy to see him with a ring.
That will do it. Those are your all Dan K Premier first, second, and third teamers. Let us know who we missed, because I guarantee you we missed a zillion. My list is an entire notebook long of who I wanted on these teams. With the new format, with less to pick from, 0.4%. You are in the 0.4% of the entirety of the league if you made these squads. Lucas, your parting words for these folks.
If you think we did miss anyone for any reason, remember, we will have our superlatives coming out in a week or so after this piece of content. So there's still a chance to recognize players, coaches, staff members for a variety of reasons. If you think someone deserves recognition for something, fire away at @the_Dan K Show, dankshow.com. Let us know.
That's it. I got nothing else. When Dan K's on the mic, it's always hockey night.